If I could sit you down at our kitchen table and explain what really helps kids like me behave better, I'd start with this. I do better when I feel better. Not when I'm scared or shamed or bribed for a minute, but when I feel I belong here and I matter. That's the big heart of positive discipline. It treats me like a person who's still learning, not a problem to be fixed. It asks you to be both kind and firm at the same time, like a strong tree with soft leaves. The goal isn't instant obedience, it's growing long-term skills. Respect, responsibility, courage, and problem solving. So one day I can run my own life without someone standing over me. You might wonder why rewards and punishments aren't the main tools. They can make me act fast, yes, but they don't help me think. When I'm working for a sticker or afraid of losing my screen, I'm focused on the prize or the fear, not on what's right or how my choices affect people. If you yell, I might stop, but it's usually because I'm panicking. When you scare me, my brain goes into defense mode and learning gets tiny. When you're kind without being weak, calm voice, clear limits, steady follow through, my brain stays open. I can hear you, and I can practice the skills you want me to grow. It's slower in the moment, but it's faster for life. Positive discipline starts from the idea that all behavior has a purpose, to find belonging and significance. When I feel discouraged or powerless, my behavior can tilt into 4 mistaken goals. If I'm chasing attention, I'm really asking, do you see me? If I'm pushing for power, I'm asking, do I have any say? If I act to hurt back, revenge is hiding a deeper question. Do I matter to you when I'm hurting? And when I give up and won't try, I'm asking, should I even bother? Adults can notice their own feelings as clues. If I bug you and you feel irritated, attention might be the goal. If you feel challenged, it's probably power. If you feel hurt, revenge is in the room. If you feel hopeless, I might be stuck in discouragement. The response changes with the goal. Invite me to help when I seek attention. Offer choices and share decision-making when I want power. Connect and repair when I'm in revenge. And give tiny doable steps with lots of encouragement when I feel inadequate. Encouragement is different from praise, and that difference matters. Praise is like candy. You're so smart. It tastes good, but it makes me chase your approval. And I might avoid hard things so I don't lose that label. Encouragement is like healthy food for confidence. You notice effort, progress, and specific actions. You kept working through the tricky part, or you figured out 2 ways to solve it. Encouragement says, growth is possible, and I'm the one growing it. It also shows up as special time, when you give me short, focused attention with no teaching, no phones, and a loss of delight. 10 minutes of that fills me up more than 10 lectures ever will. When I'm fed with encouragement, I don't have to act out to get a signal that I exist. Instead of hunting for a punishment that fits the crime, positive discipline tries to focus on solutions. You and I can look at the problem like a puzzle. We're on the same team to solve. If consequences show up, they're logical and respectful, not designed to hurt. They're related to what happened, reasonable for my age, and revealed in advance, so they're not surprises. Honestly, even better than consequences is involving me in making a plan. What's the problem? What ideas do we have? Which one seems fair? And when do we check back? That's why family meetings are such a big deal. We sit down once a week, start with compliments so everyone gets seen, pick 1 or 2 issues, brainstorm, choose a solution, maybe plan something fun like pancakes on Sunday, and write it down so the plan is the boss. Those meetings teach me how to talk, listen, and repair. They also remind me that home is not a courtroom, it's a workshop. A lot of the magic comes from asking curiosity questions instead of giving speeches. You might ask, what was our agreement? Or, what's your plan for finishing and still having playtime? Or, how could you fix this? Questions wake up my thinking. They also hand the steering wheel back to me, which is how I learn to drive my own choices. Then there are limited choices, which give me power without giving away the limit. Do you want the red pajamas or the blue ones? Or brush teeth before the story or after? Routines make life easier too, especially when I help create them. If I draw or pick pictures for a routine chart and hang it low enough for me to see, the chart becomes the boss. You don't have to nag, you can just point and ask, what's next? When I follow the routine I helped design, I feel competent. And that feeling is a better fuel than any reward. When big feelings take over, I don't need exile, I need regulation. That's where a positive timeout comes in. It's not a place to suffer or feel ashamed. It's a spot we design together that helps a person calm down. A beanbag with books, a corner with crayons, a porch step with fresh air. You can use it too, because sometimes adults need to calm before they correct. When either of us says, I need a minute, we're protecting the relationship and the lesson. After the storm passes, we can circle back. What went wrong? What can we try next time? What repair is needed now? Calm first. Teach second is a rhythm that keeps the dignity on both sides. Training beats telling, especially with skills I can't yet do. If you want me to put dishes away, show me one step at a time. Let me try while you watch, and expect that early efforts will be clumsy. When you let me help, stirring, sorting, sweeping, watering plants, you send the message that I'm capable and needed. Job charts can be simple and shared, and contribution can be part of family identity, not something you only do when you're in trouble. Mistakes become opportunities to learn, which makes it safer for me to try. If I spill the milk, I help clean it and pour again more slowly. If I hurt a sibling, I help with an ice pack and think of a kind action. The point is always learning and repair, not payback. Sibling fights are like weather in a house with more than one kid. Says positive discipline treats you like a coach instead of a judge. When we start scrapping, you focus on safety first and then on teaching. You might separate us to calm down, then bring us together to practice using words, listening for feelings, and making a plan for next time. You don't have to decide who's right. You can ask what each of us wanted and how we can both get some of it. If rivalry keeps flaring, it often means someone is hungry for attention or power. So, special time and shared decisions help. You can also keep a wheel of choice on the wall with simple options we thought of when we were calm. Take turns with the timer, trade, play together, play alone, ask for help, or pick a new activity. So in the heat of the moment, we're not inventing solutions from scratch. As I get older, the tools stay the same, but feel more grown up. With teenagers, respect is the doorway. If you come in with lectures and threats, I close up. If you invite me to help set limits I actually understand, we can make agreements that aren't just rules to dodge. Curfews can be planned with the event in mind, rides arranged in advance, and check-ins expected because we both care what happens. When I mess up, you can ask me to help design the repair. Maybe I pay part of a cost. Maybe I lose access to a privilege that's directly related, and we agree on how I earn trust back. You show faith in my ability to grow, which makes me more likely to act like someone who deserves that faith. School and homework bring a different kind of power struggle, which softens when you remember to connect before you correct. If I melt at math time, you might notice I'm discouraged, and start with encouragement for even trying. We can set a routine that puts movement and a snack before the hard subject, then use a timer for sprints of focus with breaks I choose. Curiosity questions help here too. What part looks doable? How will you start? What will you do when you get stuck? Screens can be handled with family agreements crafted at a meeting where devices sleep when they're awake. How we balance play, chores, homework, and rest. If I break an agreement, we don't need a dramatic punishment. We need a calm return to the plan, maybe with less access until I rebuild trust. When you follow through with steadiness instead of anger, I learn that limits are real, and love is steady. Out in public, when you feel the heat of other people's eyes, it's tempting to parent for the audience. Positive discipline tries to free you from that. If I'm losing it in a store, you bring me close, use as few words as possible, and remember that teaching in front of strangers never works. You can leave the cart, take me to the car, and calm us both. Later, when the show is over, we can problem solve. How to shop when I'm rested, what snack to pack, what job I can do to feel significant, like finding items or sticking coupons on boxes. the next trip becomes a practice field, not a test you're afraid will fail. All of this asks something from you that's hard, your own regulation and courage. It's tough to be firm without being harsh and kind without being permissive. You'll make mistakes. I will too. When you apologize for yelling and show me how you plan to try again, you teach me that being human is allowed. When you take care of your energy, sleep when you can, ask for support, say no to extras, you teach me that everyone's needs matter, including yours. Humor helps us both. Play turns standoffs into connection faster than any lecture. A race to the car beats nagging. A whispered secret mission beats a threat. Laughter isn't a trick. It's a bridge back to each other. Over time, the book's ideas connect like stepping stones. We start with the belief that I want to do well when I can. We learn to see misbehavior as discouragement or skill gaps, not proof that I'm bad. We replace carrots and sticks with connection and structure. We get good at curiosity, choices, and routines. We practice cooling down before teaching. We hold meetings that make family life more cooperative and more fun. We treat mistakes as lessons and push responsibility to me in age-right ways so I get stronger. We remember that belonging and significance are the soil where good behavior grows, and we water that soil on purpose. If you look for quick fixes, this approach might frustrate you at first. It's not a magic phrase or a perfect script. It's a way of being with me that respects my dignity and trusts my potential. It places you as a leader who is warm and sturdy, who guides without shaming, and who believes that character is built in everyday moments. When you hold that line, kind and firm together, you give me the chance to become the kind of person who can do the same for others. That's how discipline turns into self-discipline. That's how a family turns into a little team. And that's how a kid like me grows up believing I belong and I matter. So I act like it.